proud privilege for me to introduce this first speaker. And as you know, home science and science, it goes hand in hand because home science is a part of the science faculty. I would introduce Dr. Priya Sundarajan. She's an associate professor, Department of Life Science and Biochemistry, St. Xavier's College. Priya, we welcome you. She's in PhD in Genetics, Department of Genetics at Dr. ALM PG, Institute of Basic Medical Science, Expertise, Genetics, Molecular Biology, Biotechnology, Environmental Science, recognized guide for MSc by research since 2013 by the Mumbai University, recognized guide for PhD in Life Sciences, Director of Cases Research Laboratory since 2011, Member Secretary of the Institute Biosafety Committee. She has won various awards, including a second prize at an international conference held by St. Xavier's College, has made multiple presentations at international and national conferences. Priya, we welcome you for this session. Please.
Good afternoon, everyone. I thank Dr. Shilpa for giving such a warm introduction, and also to the organizers for giving this opportunity to meet young people like all of you. We know that all of you are in 10th and 12th, and you are in a big confusion as to what do I do later. Can we put on this thing? Okay, so generally when we say from the time you're maybe in 7th or 8th, many of you would have joined classes. Classes may be for doing your engineering, for doing your medicine, and so on. So you have been hearing about these future prospects from so many experts in the field. But there are many students, even like since I'm teaching for more than about 20 years, there are many of them who even get admissions in very good medical colleges, very good engineering colleges, but still there is something else that they want to do. They have some other imaginations and they want to contribute in a different way to the society rather than maybe the medical field or the engineering field. Okay, so all of you are in this state now. I do not know where to go. There are so many options which are available. What can I do? And I have some things which is there inside me which is calling, and the calling is different. Okay, so one suggestion to all youngsters that with time immemorial, there are mainly two options which have been given, being told by our elders, maybe by our teachers also, that you either go for engineering or medicine. And all the people in your family, your friends, will ask the same thing. What are you interested? Are you interested in medicine or are you interested in engineering? But if you just look at it, there are whole new different fields other than these two fields. Due respect to those fields, of course, but there are whole new fields which are there and newer options which are available. So before making your career choice, you understand yourselves, your likes and your preferences. Medical engineering, and you have so many classes which call students and give tuitions and so on. This is the in thing which has been happening time immemorial. So what are your other different career options after your 10th as well as your 12th? Of course, we know the different science options. I'm talking about, since I have to talk about pure science and I'm a pure science person. So there are stream A and stream B, we know that. So you have a PCM and a PCB, and in many places you also have a PCMB. So the only thing which we say is if you're taking PCM, go for engineering. If you're taking a PCB, go for medicine. Okay, that's the only two things which you think is the option. But other than medicine as well as engineering, you have a whole lot of fields which are available and many new institutes which are being built to promote basic research and your basic culture in research. So careers in pure science, so those who have taken A stream, which we call as PCM, okay, so the fields which are available for you Some of them are what we call as classical field. You have chemistry, physics, geology, geography, mathematics, statistics, computers, and information technology. And those who are taking pure sciences, B stream, which biology, which I am a biologist. Of course, I didn't drop maths, but there are many people who are very interested in the basic biology aspects. And all of you right now that know that the Government of India, the Department of Biotechnology, and the Department of Science and Technology have opened up many new institutes. I'll be telling about them, and many new courses which are in this field. So we know the few options which are there are biotechnology and bioinformatics, apart from the classical fields like botany, biochemistry, microbiology. But you also have genetics, molecular biology, environmental science, life sciences. I belong to the Department of Life Science, and zoology. So if you look at these fields, actually the medicine as well as the engineering are all applied fields. The basic research, how do a medicine come? How can we do research in engineering? All that, the basics of all of them is only pure science. Okay, without an understanding of the basic concepts, it is very difficult to do research, it is very difficult to find new drugs, it is very difficult to find new technology. So you need to have basics in all these fields. So careers in sciences, other than what I mentioned, you also have whole new, like ma'am was telling about home science. So we have experts in home science and nutrition who will be talking about it to you. Then you have food technology, you have forensic science, agricultural fields, and then you have dairy, poultry, fishery, forestry, wildlife, and you have a whole area of the environmental field. All of us know with global climate change, with a lot of impact of environmental issues, we need a lot of personnel to do research as well as work in the field of environment. So we also have institutes who are working in this, like the Indian Forestry Institute, Wildlife Institute of India, and so on. So the whole field of environmental science is also open for you all. And then apart from that, you have meteorology, oceanography, and so on. Okay, a little bit about each field. I won't go too much into details. So those who are taken up, there are many who like chemistry, the drug molecules and so on. So you have a whole area of work that you can proceed after you have finished your studies in chemistry. When you are looking at the studies in chemistry means, basically we do a BSc and an MSc and many a times a PhD after it. So all the fields which I'm talking about will be in this area that you may to do a bachelor's as well as a master's degree. And if you want to go ahead in research, you may have to do a PhD degree in the area. Of course, you have a lot of fellowships which are available, and the Government of India has given a lot new options to the younger generation to take up research as their field. Okay, so that's chemistry. Physics and allied fields have work in so many different areas. So if you look at, I would like to highlight a few of the institutes which have been built by the government, which focuses on research on chemistry, research on physics, so which is National Chemical Laboratory, National Physical Laboratory, and so on. Okay, we have laboratories, national level laboratories, which are funded, and they do world-class research, which also help a lot in community development by their research. Then we have geology. Geology is basically earth sciences. So individuals who are interested in these get a lot of job opportunities in the field of environment, for example, organizations like ONGC, marine and petroleum industries, and so on. A lot of you also get a lot of money. That is, you get paid very well for these jobs. Meteorology is an offshoot of geology, so we know that you get a lot of job opportunities in the field of environment, meteorology, in meteorological industries. So you do have courses. Many of these are offshoots or of geology, and then many of them are at the PhD level. You have Institute of Oceanography, which is in Goa, wherein a lot of research are being done, and then you do get jobs in many industries and in-field jobs when you do these courses. Of course, computers and information technology. What I'm talking about here is not your BTech or MTech in computer science. I'm talking about a BSc or what we call as a BCA, Bachelor of Computer Application. So here, what we deal with is more with respect to software and software development and programming and programming engineers who are needed, web designing and electronic research. So in this field, you need, apart from your technology field, they also need individuals who are in the science field, who have done computer science, BSc in computer science or a BCA and an MCA. Looking at the biology field is wide open. So we have the fields of botany, and Department of Biotechnology has opened up a lot of new courses. You have an All India Joint Entrance Exam for doing an MSc in biotechnology, and you have a lot of fellowships which are available for taking up the field of biotechnology, molecular biology, and genetics. So if you're looking at the biological scientists, so you have a whole new different fields wherein you can get job opportunities in the pharma industries, in academia and industry collaborative projects, and so on. So you, like previously the person was telling, if you want to identify what infection a patient has, you need a microbiologist. The doctor will not know what actually is the organism causing the disease. It's basically the microbiologist who do the analysis. Same way, biochemical analysis. You need a biochemist to do those analysis. The doctor or the pharmacist is not going to do those analysis. Same way for drug analysis, what kind of a drug is it, what molecule is it, how does it interact? You need a basic biochemistry person to do these analysis. The pharmacist or the medical person is not doing does not have a knowledge of these kind of research. So in all these fields, you need a basic or a pure science person. So the field is wide open. It's not narrow, like you have to go in only for medical or for the engineering options. Forensic science is, of course, I wouldn't call it a new area, but an upcoming area wherein you want to analyze criminal cases. You have what is called as forensic toxicology. You might have heard of paternity cases which have come, like I do not know who the biological mother or the father is of the child. How do I analyze? So the court gives order to the forensics person. What basically they do is a pure science, it's a genetic analysis of the samples which are there and identify who the biological parents are. Same way with respect to victims. Okay, so all these are basically pure science options. So you have MSc in forensic science, which is available. And we, like I told you, the government of India has set up so many institutes in different places, which focuses basically on pure science research. Many of them themselves offer dual degrees, bachelor's as well as master's degree, which is mainly leading on to doctoral degrees. What I'm talking about in the last two options, what are called as ICERs, which have been set up, Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research. So new highly funded organizations, there are about 7 which has been set up in the country by the government of India, which promotes, are set up basically only to promote pure science research, that is natural and biological sciences. Apart from that, you also have the IITs, apart from the BTech and MTech degrees that they also offer degrees in pure science. Almost all IITs also offers degrees in pure sciences, that means a BS and an MS degree. Okay, so what after your 12th, if you want to go in for a pure science courses, like I told you, it could be many. There are so many options. I gave you a few. In fact, there are many more than this. So you do a BSc, which is an undergraduate course for 3 years. In some universities, they call it as a BS. Abroad, they call it as a BS or a Bachelor of Science degree, which could be even 4 years. And after that, you have a 2 years of master's degree. Of late, the trend is many of the universities, it could be even IITs or ICERs, which offer integrated programs. That is, directly after 12th, you get a master's degree, which is 5 years course. And in some, for example, IISc offers even a integrated PhD program after your 12th, wherein directly you will get a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, as well as a doctoral degree for 7 years. Many of them, you also get scholarships for it. The scholarships which I'm talking about will be given by many of these institutes to study pure science. So we have the Indian Institute of Science, which offers your bachelor's programs. They may be dual degree, both bachelor's as well as master's. They are called as integrated programs. You also have IITs, which offer integrated pure science programs in various fields of science, physics, chemistry, biology. Some of them even offer dual degree, which interesting degrees like an economics with a physics degree or an economics with a biology degree, which is a rare combination. Then you also have NISER, which is National Institute of Science Education Research. And the ISERs, like I told you, are equivalent to IITs for pure science degrees. So the government of India has opened these centers of late. There are about 7 centers all over the country. World-class technology to do basic pure science degrees as well as research. Apart from that, of course, you have all the universities and the colleges which offer these courses. The admission process is your 12th base marks in many of the universities. Mumbai University is mainly your 12th base marks, and depending upon your option, your preference, and the cutoff, you get into the different courses. The ISERs and the IITs take what is called as the KVPY score. So you have exam which is called as a Kishore Vigyanik Protsahan Yuvak examination. So if you pass through this examination, you get scholarship for 5 years. Apart from that, you also have DST Inspire scholarship. So the Departments of Science and Technology gives, which is called as a SHE scholarship, that is for Science and Higher Excellence Award, for the top 1% of the students in many boards. For any board in India, the top 1% of the student they get up to 80,000 to 1 lakh a year to pursue bachelor's as well as master's courses. So you get paid to do a BS and an MS course. But these scholarships are given to students only who pursue pure science courses, not if you're going into a technology or a medical course. Okay, apart from that, if you want to go in for doctoral degrees, you have the GATE and the CSIR UGC, which give you the money that you get or the amount that you get per month, maybe even more than a person who is a technical person. It's almost 50,000 a month to do research. You get a scholarship for it. And apart from that, you have many, many more international scholarship. If you're looking out for avenues abroad, again, it's wide open. So many universities abroad for which you may have to write the GRE as well as the TOEFL. But you also have government associated fellowships wherein you get real good fellowships to do pure science in various universities abroad. So the field is open. You look out your inner calling, what you are interested in, not only chemistry, not only your medicine as well as engineering. Apart from that, you have a pure science, which is the basics for all these. Thank you very much.